Hello, and welcome to my reaction commentary video for The Boys Season 3, Episode 6. Let's get to it.
You want to tell the world that Soldier Boy, hero of heroes, is back from the dead and blowing up Midtown? Before me, he was fought. His statue's in front of the building, Ashley. Oh, God, if the company falls, I fall. Oh, fuck. I'm really glad to have you with me on this one, pal. You're the only one I can count on.
With the episode open, we get that dumb celebrity singing thing that they did during COVID, which proved how out of touch the celebrities were with the average person. It's funny, but it's also pretty predictable that the show would do that. But it's fine. We have Black Noir, The Deep, and Homelander looking in on, okay, Soldier Boy is somehow alive and being a terrorist, so that would really destroy the company most likely, since he was the face of it at the beginning. I think he was the first hero, or the first big one anyway, like Homelander is now, so it would really destroy everything. He's gonna go and try to kill him in private so that it doesn't go public and ruin the company and ruin Homelander by effect. Then we have Black Noir gets into the elevator and he rips out or knifes out his chip, his tracker. Way back in season 1, it was shown to us that all of the 7 have a tracker in them. He ripped it out for reasons unknown. I guess he just doesn't want anybody to know where he's going. And I'm not sure what he's doing. He's probably going to find Soldier Boy for Homelander, is my guess. But I don't actually know. He doesn't talk. They didn't say. We have an interesting team up in that MM and Starlight are together right now, since Butcher and Huey are doing what they don't want them to do, which is working with Soldier Boy to get him to take out Homelander for them. Soldier Boy wants to get back at the rest of his team because he believes Crimson did not work alone to screw him over. So it is confirmed that she didn't just let it happen, she made it happen, which is terrifying and horrifying. I don't know why you'd ever do that. Also, he does drugs. Soldier Boy. According to him, all of the soups back in the day, so to speak, back in the day, and the decades ago, all did drugs. And I'm not sure if that will make him unstable or what. His weird behavior in Russia, being recently awakened and seemingly traumatized, and even when he first arrived in New York, that seems to be mostly gone now, but that could easily be a thing that flares up every now and then. Finally, with Kimiko and Frenchie is missing since he was taken from the hospital by the mafia chick, and then Kimiko is attacked, presumably by a mafia person, but we don't see much of it because it cuts out. One last thing before I continue. The episode opened with a warning saying that the things coming in this episode are not suitable for any audience, which is obviously a joke because if it wasn't suitable, it wouldn't be a warning. The episode title is Herogasm, and I think I heard talk about how that's essentially all soups get together once a year to have a big orgy or something. It wasn't mentioned in any of the other seasons, but yeah, apparently that's a thing that happens. So I guess they might show some of that. So I'll have to be prepared for a crap load of sex scenes I probably don't want to watch. Yay! We'll see.
If Ma ran, oh, you can handle him. You're the top of the food chain. When we were kids, alone in the bedroom, I got us through it, right? It's because deep down there's a part of you that is still human. No. Part of you is a dirty, shriveled, anemic little part of you that still mules for approval and love. And then, my boy, you can finally be who you were always meant to be. Pure. Clean. Like marble.
The Deep's wife that got chosen for him from the cult is just super creepy. Sure, there might not be a cult anymore, but there's probably a reason she was chosen for him. She's always telling him what to do, overbearing. I guess Black Noir taking out his chip was a bad thing, so he's not helping Homelander. He's either on the run, or he doesn't seem like someone who would run away. So I still feel like he took out the chip, but he's still going to go after Soldier Boy, which is what Homelander wanted anyway. But Homelander's acting all betrayed, and no way, he couldn't have just run off on me. I'm not sure what the deal is with Black Noir, but we'll find out. Homelander sent the Deep to go find the Dynamite twins, which is where Soldier Boy and Butcher and Huey are headed. The Deep is aware it wasn't just Crimson that acted against Soldier Boy back then, it was everybody, supposedly. A-Train is upset with Ashley, saying how something needs to be done about the guy that assaulted the black people at that supposed apology for black people. His brother got injured really seriously. She pointed out, you've murdered a bunch of people. You're just like the guy, or at least was like the guy. You're a hypocrite. Her point only somewhat stands, though, because yes, while he did terrible things, it doesn't change the fact that this guy is still doing terrible things now and should be stopped. Her argument is weak, but it works on him. It gets him to stand down. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. One thing, though, I'm super confused by the scene, or part of the scene I showed you, where he's talking to himself in a mirror, like he has a split personality. That's not ever been a thing, so it's weird. I don't really get what's going on there. I get he was always unstable, but unstable doesn't mean completely insane, split personality. They make it seem like who he's talking to is the strong part and the other part is the weak human side. I have no idea what that's about. I'm confused right now.
Hey, so, where's Huey? Oh, he's just camping with his dad for a couple of days.
Okay. Okay, good. Oh, great. I thought he was avoiding me or something, because he was scared I was going to pop his head.
Why are you here?
Because I want to help you.
Huh. Help. From the psycho who blew up Congress.
You have 193 million Instagram followers. Lend me your influence and I'll lend you mine. I can protect you from Homelander. You'll finally be team captain for real. And in return, you help me goose my numbers. I can finally get my education reform bill passed. We can make things better, Annie.
I like how boring the world sounds if Homelander's gone and these girls get their way, these ladies. I don't know if that was the intention, but they make it just sound like we can just be business as usual. We'll be popular on social media and we can do politics together. It sounds so boring and terrible. Bring on the anarchy, people. Anyway, we get a little bit more with Huey and Soldier Boy talking in the hotel room they're at, or wherever they're at. When Soldier Boy blew up at that part of New York, he blacked out, so he has no memory of doing it. Which, considering it was clearly a traumatic response, that makes sense. That fits PTSD a lot of the time. The Deep has arrived at the twins' place, while Butcher just got the location. They're having the Herogasm event, I guess, there. Which, if that's true, I'm surprised just because they made it sound like it was a big event, but this doesn't sound that big. If the biggest heroes aren't there and haven't heard of it. Like, I know in the graphic novels, everybody goes, as far as I understood. I guess they could have changed it for TV to make it a smaller event. I don't know. The terrible avoiding of Huey's boss finally is revealed that, yeah, she's aware they're avoiding her because they know. You'd have to be really stupid to have someone suddenly stop showing up for work, stop being around you, and not suspect, okay, they figured it out, I'm the head popper. I'm not entirely sure either why Starlight isn't going with the on TV love thing she's supposed to be doing. Could be she's just particularly pissed right now, so she doesn't want to deal with it. I'm not sure, because one episode she's kissing the guy unprompted to make the public believe it, and then the next she hates it when he puts his hand on top of hers. A lot of the time I'm not quite following Starlight's train of thought. It'll be fine.
Still a thing, eh?
It's my thing. I founded it in 52. Me and this other soup, Liberty.
Frenchie's gonna be heartbroken he missed this.
There are a lot of people in there.
Well, as long as they stay out of my way, they'll be fine.
There's a scene with Frenchie, and it turns out Kimiko was taken to be held hostage, along with that woman who Frenchie used to have a relationship with, and she needed help with the mafia crap, and that's what got him dragged back into it. So, basically, it's the typical cliche, choose who will die and who will live. out of the two women. Naturally, he doesn't choose. Oh, by the way, he's naked, because of course. Apparently, we're filling a quota of naked guys this season. I really have no idea why, but okay. Then Kimiko gets loose. They get the upper hand. I'm unclear if she got shot a bunch of times and she's back to being herself, where she can heal and all that, or not. She got punched like a dozen times in her wound, or she just somehow is really freaking tough. I do feel really bad for her though. She's so traumatized every time she just gets all bloodied. She always goes crazy when she kills people and does overkill, and it's just so sad because you can tell she doesn't want to be like this. She doesn't want to do this. She was made into this weapon a long time ago. Very sad. In the previous scene with Starlight and Vicky, she tells Vicky, F you, F Homelander, I'm not working with any of you monsters. If I end up dead because of it, so be it. At least I'll know I'm not working for you, for him, for Vought. It's great to see her stand up for what she believes in. However, I'm not sure how this benefits anyone. I feel like she would have done better just pretending to be working with Vicky, see where that goes. Enemy of my enemy kind of thing until you don't need that person anymore. At the same time, it's very in character for Starlight being bad just to deal with bad. She has a very opposite perspective than Huey, where Huey feels like he has to stoop low to get results, where she refuses to. She'd rather lose and keep who she was, which is really admirable. We get a scene with Starlight and Mother's Milk in the car, and he reveals what happened, where Soldier Boy threw a car full of criminals into their house. It killed his grandfather. Whole family, well, we knew his father was alive because his father killed himself, being completely obsessed with revenge, since presumably the grandfather was his father. But yeah, to have this I need to murder you in return response, to the point he's a total dick to his kid and everybody around him, and almost completely losing it mentally. We get everybody else arriving at the Herogasm event, so clearly this is probably where most of the action is going to take place. Thus far, it's fairly tame considering the warning they gave. It's no worse than the first episode that had tons of sex and nudity and things. Although I suppose, since this is a full-on orgy, which is essentially a porno, that might be why they put the warning in. Or they just thought they were being funny with the warning. Who can tell? And yes, we have Huey's power of teleportation finally coming in handy, hopefully. He teleported in. He's going to look for the twins, give Soldier Boy their location. Soldier Boy kills them. They all go home. Yeah, we should see how this turns out.
What'd you think you were gonna do with that?
You killed my family.
Which one?
Oi. Not him. Twins are up there.
At the orgy, Starlight finds the Deep in a compromising position with a sea creature. He very much likes the sea creatures. A little too much. So she snaps a pic, tell me what's going on, and he does, letting her know Homelander's coming. We have everybody there. Soldier Boy's in the party as well, looking around for the twins himself, because Huey took way too long, because relationships and getting that apology. He did finally get that apology from A-Train, which is nice. MM tries the smoke grenade or whatnot on Soldier Boy, but it doesn't work at all, which I didn't think it would. I'm assuming it was something else that was in it. It must have been some other gas that knocked him out in the lab on the video. He's all, you killed my family. And he just goes, which family? Yeah. These guys kill people on accident all the time, saving people. That's just the running theme. You're not special. I know that's hard to hear, but that's how it is. Oh, and while Huey got his apology, he still punched him. I get it because he deserves it, but it also muddles the message, almost as if to say a sincere apology and a regret for doing what you did isn't good enough, which is a bad message. And then Starlight and Huey have it out a bit. Not so much fight. Starlight just realizes Huey has always had a problem with her having powers and him not having them. I don't think he lied when he, at the beginning of the relationship, said it didn't bother him. I just think over time he realized it does bother him to have a girlfriend that's stronger than you. And it's not the case of just being stronger. She's really stronger. And it affects the relationship now, it would seem.
William Butcher and Soldier Boy. Of course. You are behind this. William, we made a deal to fight till the death. You and me. This is cheating. Deal's off. You were my hero growing up. I watched all your movies hundreds of times. You were the only one that was nearly as strong as me.
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape.
The odds of there being a Russian song on the radio at the party is astronomical. That's kind of goofy. Did you really have to have that happen? Ugh. Couldn't find a better way to destroy the party. That felt really manufactured for me. A-Train getting his revenge, Starlight getting pissed at Huey. Things are falling apart real quick, as I suspected. A-Train kills Blue Hawk in a way that strains his heart. I feel like he could have done a bunch of different ways of killing him that wouldn't hurt him as well. But so be it. That Herogasm event was super tame, by the way. I feel like the show talked it up in the past with advertising and all that and promotional stuff, and then it was your average sex party, which is fine. I didn't really want to see anything. It was actually better in that I didn't really have to see anything. It's just also strange because they did talk it up and then it was hardly anything. Definitely nothing worth talking about. I'm definitely with Starlight and MM on this one. The fact that Huey even was willing to die to try to kill Homelander just feels so out of place and out of character for him. Maybe A-Train once upon a time, but even then, I don't know. That's never been Huey. Just now, though, the fact that he was willing, the three of them, Butcher, Huey, and Soldier Boy, were holding Homelander down, and Soldier Boy was going to explode, which would kill everybody, except for himself, of course. And Huey was just, I'm staying. No wonder why MM and Starlight are just done with them both now at this point. It's not worth it to kill someone and then killing yourself too. Very disappointing, people. Homelander flies off. He gets away. It's funny because I was watching. I didn't think he was going to get killed. No way. But I also was feeling, I don't want him to lose. Is that the intention of the show? I like watching Homelander, so I don't want anything to happen to him. I know the entire season has been characters plotting to kill him. I just like watching him, so when the tension was mounting and the fight was going on, I was just thinking I want him to win. When did that happen? I blame the actor. He's too good. We see Kimiko and Frenchie again, and as far as I can tell, that was just her. She was able to survive all of that and fight and do all that. She does have the skills to still fight, that makes sense. But to take that kind of damage as a normal human being, and a small girl to boot, I mean, she's a woman, but you get my point. She's, what, 100 pounds? Yeah, okay. That's happening. In a sec, she also is realizing, just like Starlight realized with Huey, it's not the V that's changing them, that's how they've always felt. That's how they've always been. The episode ends with Starlight telling everyone on social media about how Homelander and all the heroes are terrible people, they kill people. Soldier Boy is responsible for what happened at this mansion, where at least 12 heroes and civilians are dead. And she quits. I kind of thought it was strange when she got back into the Seven at the end of the last season. This is more in line with who I feel like Annie is. I'm not Starlight, I'm Annie. I quit. I don't want to work for the people that cover up deaths all the time and hide the fact that most heroes are just people and they don't actually want to be superheroes who save people and they don't want to help people and so on. They just care about image. Should be interesting to see the fallout of this choice. Now, I rated this episode a 9. It gets a 9 for me because I still liked it. It wasn't as good as previous episodes, though. There were some issues I had with it, from character choices or how things worked out, convenience factors and all of that, which gives it the lower ranking of a 9. It's still a very highly rated episode, though. It's still a good episode, and it deserves that high rating. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay entertained.